Why is my Social Security being taxed? Welcome back to our series on Social Security. Today, we are going to be discussing Social Security tax and a scenario where you could possibly reduce or eliminate taxes on your Social Security. And also at the end of the video, I'll throw in a bonus and let you know a few of the states that don't tax your Social Security at the state level. Could it be your state? Stick around, find out. First thing you need to know about how much tax you're going to pay on your Social Security is you got to figure out what the IRS considers taxable income, or in the case of Social Security, what they consider provisional income. Now, provisional income, it's a math problem, guys. It is literally you just take the half of your Social Security that you're getting. So if you and your spouse, if you're married, are receiving, let's say, $3,000 a month in total of Social Security, cut that in half, and that's going to be what you start with. And so $3,000 a month would be $36,000 a year. And so cut that in half, you start off with $18,000. So that's your starting point. Now you have to add in all of your other income basically to find out if it hits these provisional income thresholds, and all of the other income that can pull Social Security in and cause it to become taxable is almost everything, really. And what's interesting, so a lot of people think, how much tax am I going to pay on Social Security? And honestly, if Social Security is your only income in retirement, you won't pay any tax on it. So like I said, it's all these other income scenarios that pull Social Security in and cause it to become taxable, right? And so you start off with half of your Social Security to figure out what your provisional income is and add everything else in. Ordinary income, which means pension income. If you have any distributions from your IRA, that's going to count. If you have any capital gains, like non-IRA brokerage accounts and stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and stuff like that, pull money out of there, that's going to count. Interest on your bank accounts, even the point nothing that you make there, or CDs, whatever, that's going to count as ordinary income. Capital gains, whether they're short or long-term capital gains, will count. And even non-taxable municipal bond interest. So if you're getting municipal bond interest, which usually is tax-free at the state level, and it still might be income tax-free, but it could cause more Social Security to become taxable. And so really about the only things that don't create or don't increase the tax you're going to pay on Social Security would be Roth IRA distributions or any type of loan through, like, say, cash value life insurance or something like that. That's about it. Everything else is going to increase. And so if you are single, half of your Social Security plus everything else you have coming in, when your provisional income exceeds $25,000, then that's when up to 50% of your Social Security can start to become taxable. Above $34,000, 85% can become taxable. If you are married, those thresholds are $32,000 and $44,000. So definitely not even anywhere close to being double the single amount. All right. So those are the amounts that you hit, and then once you hit those in your respecting married filing, joint, or single filing statuses, then you will have to start paying tax on your Social Security. And so there is, cases where I've seen people that if they have a very, very high Social Security and they're not pulling a whole lot out of their investments, but they have enough to live off of, they can actually be making a pretty darn good income and not pay any tax at all on it because they're still not hitting any of those thresholds. And so that could be a case. We're going to talk about when were taxes on Social Security started and why, really, right? And so what you'll find out is taxes on Social Security were first levied in 1984. And it was following the passage of a set of amendments in 1983, which was signed into law by President Reagan. And the amendments were overwhelmingly bipartisan, and it was the basic rule put in place that up to 50% of Social Security benefits could be taxed, and now up to 85% can be taxed. Back then, it was only 50%. And so here's what's interesting. I dug into this quite a bit. It was he actually had Alan Greenspan as the head of this National Commission on Social Security Reform, and it was informally known as the Greenspan Commission because he was the chairman of it. It was appointed by Congress and the president in 1981 to study and make recommendations on regarding the short-term financing crisis that Social Security faced at that time. So everybody's worried about the Social Security Trust Fund going, quote, bankrupt now. That's not the first time that's been an issue. And so this was at that time, estimates were that the Social Security Trust Fund would run out of money possibly as early as 1983. And this bipartisan commission was to make recommendations to Congress on how to solve the problems facing Social Security. And so that was one of the reasons that Social Security became taxed, is because of the issues facing the whole Social Security Trust Fund. So that was really the first reason that Social Security became taxable. And if you happen to live in one of the 37 states that do not file state income tax on your Social Security, consider yourself lucky. I'll give you a few right here. Arizona is one of them, California, Delaware, Florida, Illinois, Kentucky, Michigan, North Carolina, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Texas, and Wyoming. I have a link to the full list of all 37 in the description. And so go ahead and click on that, and you'll be able to see all 37 to find out if your state is actually one of the Social Security friendly states that does not tax it at the state level. And next week, I'll go over some examples where it could make sense to file before your full retirement age. And if you want answers to your retirement questions, don't forget to smash that the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you're notified every single week when we put out a new video, because we're always wanting to bring out content that helps you live the retirement that you really want to live. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Take care.